is it possible that India is entering a sweet spot compared to its long-term rivals?
Absolutely, you're right. It's not the situation where we were not having these problems, but the way we have overcome these problems, for instance, when it comes to pandemic, the kind of efforts which are put in by the government in terms of ensuring that the health and hygiene should be made available to all the citizens, and the way the vaccination was made available across the country, that is something which has helped the country to come out of the pandemic situation. Incidentally, during the pandemic also, the government continued its focus on infrastructure creation, which ensured that not only we created infrastructure, we also ensured that adequate employment should be generated for the people. So these are some of the factors which actually have proved the resilience of the Indian economy.
Yeah.
And I think these are the ones which are helping us in the current situation too.
And he and I were actually off to the supermarket yesterday together. And we bumped into the great Dan Yergin, who wrote a piece a couple of weeks ago talking about the enormous discount that the Russians are having to get from customers such as India for its product. And actually, the inverse of the crisis that many of us are facing in the West and in Europe is the fact that India is getting its energy at a 45% discount to the West as well. So that, again, is a big catalyst for an importing nation.
I think it is the right of every nation to ensure the energy security, and that is something which India has done, and I think it has gone a long way. Apart from that, we also have invested well in the renewable energy, and that is also helping us out in terms of tiding over our energy situations.
Dinesh, inflation has not been a good story for India, particularly around food prices. It's a largely agrarian economy still. And you've got the consequence of higher interest rates, which the banks may like, but it hasn't been great for the people. Can I ask you, any evidence that you're now seeing moderating inflation in India and the pressure maybe off the central bank to keep rates high?
Actually, the inflation has already started coming down in the country. And as far as the agrarian economy is concerned, we are observing that there is a definite change in the trend. Thanks to the science, we are in a position to guide our farmers what is the likely impact of the rains, and they are in a position to go for the long duration crops. This has helped us in terms of ensuring that the food grain supply should not get affected at all. Apart from that, when it comes to the supply side constraints, they have been addressed to a greater extent, and that is one of the reasons why the inflation print which came recently as far as the consumer price inflation is concerned, it has come down to the level of 5.7. So the way it's moving, we are quite hopeful that we should be patient to get over the menace of inflation soon. Though, of course, it's economy which is integrated with the globe, and also what happens across the globe also does that. It has an impact on the economy, but nevertheless, I think we're in a position to get over all those constraints.
Yeah.